It's a cube, it's a cube, it's a default cube.
Hey there everybody and welcome back to another Blender tutorial. This one's actually going to be a bit weird, so let me preface this one. Those of you who have stuck around on this channel for a while and, beyond that, know that I used to have just one tutorial channel. It's called CG Matter. It was a cornucopia of Blender tutorials back when things were simpler. And if you know about CG Matter, you know that I have this iconic logo that I haven't changed for like 2 or 3 years. I actually made it back when I was learning how to use Blender. You can find it on my videos, on my website and all this. And recently I got some YouTube comments and also an email saying, how do you make this logo so I can start ripping you off and stuff? And I'm like, okay, let me show you. And I'm actually going to make an animated version as well, since I know a bit more than I used to. So for this, I'm using Blender 3.1 Alpha, although I made this back when 2.8 came out, so feel free to use an earlier version. It's just going to be some displacement, which we haven't done for a while. All we need to do is take the cube, delete it, replace it with a sphere. It's a super simple logo. For the sphere, I'm going to add more geometry in the form of subsurf. Control 3 is going to add a subsurf of level 3. That's just a shortcut. Going to apply that. So now this has more geometry. And the rest of this is basically just a displacement material. So in shading, I'm going to make a material. We're going to call it CG Matter. And here's what it is. Basically, we're going to use a wave texture to displace this. So we're going to use a wave. Can't even seem to make my own logo. Wave texture. We want it going vertically up. So like we have rings going up the tree in some sense, right? So Z-axis makes these rings go upwards. And then I just added a bit of distortion to break up these lines, lowered the detail, and lowered the scale. And you can think of this as a black and white mask that is going to drive our displacement. So let's just connect the things that need to be connected. So this connects to the height of the displacement. So we're literally going to be kind of pushing out the sphere relative to its normal using this map. Connect this to displacement. And then, I haven't done displacement tutorials in a while. To get this to work, you're going to notice nothing's really happening except a bit of bump mapping. You need to be in cycles since displacement is a cycles only thing. We also need to have better lighting. I mean, we do need to add the displacement, whatever. I believe the HDRI I used was actually this one back in the day, just this kind of colorful sunset beach one. So we're trying to get it as accurate as possible. Let's hide that, film, transparent, and then finally, to get the displacement working, go into your material, go into the material settings of the object, right? And in settings, where it says displacement, make sure it's not bump only, which is why it's not displacing, but displacement only. And wow, it's working. Bring down the scale so it's not as intense. So I think I probably used something like 0.04 or 5 or something. That looks pretty good. You can see now the sphere actually has that geometry, shade smooth. Final thing to make it look like the CG Matter logo, you just want to pick the right color. It was kind of this reddish purplish that I made darker. I think that looks kind of the right color. It's kind of Jimmy Neutron inspired. Bring down the roughness to make it shiny. And that's the essence of it, really. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. I think it was kind of rotated diagonally downwards. And you could kind of mess with the settings here to get the right kind of look. But I'm sure I just kind of played with this until I liked the look of it. So something like that. And then to animate it, just add some texture coordinates and shift it along, I guess, the y-axis in this case to have it flow in the direction of it. In fact, we can add a driver, hash frame divided by 300. We'll make it flow super slowly. Just for a bit of extra, color and depth and all that, let's add a Fresnel node. This is just going to kind of outline the cavity maps. This is the opposite of a smooth brain. This is a wrinkle brain, which I guess is what I was going for in the logo. Either way, we can use this to drive some color. So instead of just this purple, we're going to have the purple, but then also maybe like a bluish kind of outlining it. So you can see now we have two colors, kind of this blue outline. Connect that to the base color. Boop. And there you go. That's the CG Matter logo. In fact, it's probably even a little less. So yeah, go rip off my channel. Good luck. You're not going to be as good at it. And yeah, I don't think this one really needs a blend since it's so simple to make. But Anyways, if you like the tutorials I've made on this channel and CG Matter, check out the Patreon. I'm not going to do the full spiel here. This was like a 3-minute. How long was this tutorial? 5 minutes. Well, let's end it right here.